Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to your weekly dose of celestial goodness. As always, thank you for joining me in this space and on this journey. I truly appreciate your presence here. What a year it's been, right? There's some days when it really feels like time is standing still. And then there are other days when it feels like time is just flying so fast. I guess it's the feeling of time flying why I hardly noticed that Valentine's Day was approaching. So we're taking a small shift away from talking about the chakras to talk about another topic that I love very much, and that is love. Initially, I'd also planned to do something this weekend for Black History Month, so I will do that next weekend, and then we'll be back to our regular scheduled chakra conversation. Also, I wanted to point out that this past week marked the Lunar New Year. This is the year of the white metal ox. I read that this is also a good year for good luck and relationships. It is said that 2021 holds the wealth of promise for each sign. I also read that it's a year where hard work will truly be rewarded, and that there will be enhanced unity and harmony, and most importantly, there won't be any major catastrophes like, the pandemic. Since this year is marked by the color and the element of the white metal, there should be greater abundance, prosperity, and success. That sounds so pleasant, so pleasant. And since relationships will be a focal point, let's talk about love. Does it really make the world go around? What are the different types of love? And Valentine's Day, what is it all about, really? So, we'll start with Valentine's Day. I don't actually recall celebrating Valentine's Day in the first few years of my life. My first real memories of it came when my family moved to America, and I begged mommy to take me to the store to buy Valentine's cards for all of my classmates. I would spend time writing them up, and I would add special messages from my friends and people that I liked. And I think I only wrote my name in the ones for people that I didn't like. So, childhood, right? I also remember asking mommy to buy chocolate after Valentine's Day because they were cheaper. And I did hope that it would make my case for why I should be having chocolate in the first place, with her hard-earned money, right? Chocolate itself has a very fascinating history. On a trip to Mexico, I actually learned about the healing, medicinal, and just the aphrodisiac-like properties of cacao. Growing up in the island, we actually ate cacao, as people call it, or chocolate. We just call it the chocolate plant in Jamaica. And we actually make a delicious chocolate tea from the fruit. Like in ancient times, you use mortar and pestle to get the chocolate ground up, roll it into a ball, you boil it up in the soup, in the tea, and you add cinnamon, nutmeg, and milk. It's so good. It is said that cacao helps to heal depression, insomnia, nervousness, and that pure chocolate can actually regulate blood pressure and sugar levels. In ancient times, chocolate was for royalty, and this carried on with colonialism. And it's really where the British actually learned about this delicious treat. When they learned about it, they weren't immune from loving it. Apparently, Queen Victoria had a thing for chocolate, and the British confectionaries, they took advantage of that to start mass producing it. In 1868, Richard Cadbury created a heart-shaped box of chocolates to celebrate Valentine's Day. You know Cadbury. Just think about the Cadbury bunny eggs. But how did Valentine's Day actually come into being? I read that the origin of Valentine's Day are actually pretty wild and don't really pertain to love if you think about it. Of course, as with most things, there is controversy about the origins of the day. Some historians trace Valentine's Day back to Roman celebrations, one Roman celebration called the Lupercalia. It was an annual festival that was observed in Rome from February 13th to February 15th. The purpose was to purge the city and people, I guess, of evil spirits and to purify the city. This purification would result in good health for everyone and increased fertility. It was also called Dies Fructiferis. After the thong, yes, you heard me right, that was used for purging. That was called Februaria, and we'll get to that. It's also the origin of the name February. Now, essentially during Lupercalia, male goats and a dog were sacrificed by the Luperci, and they were the priest of Lupercalia, and they were brotherhood of the wolf. The Luper is tied to the word lupus, which actually is a word meaning wolf. It's important as well to note that the city of Rome is said to have been founded by two brothers, Romulus and Remus, on Palatine Hill. They were raised by a she-wolf, La Lupa Capitolina, or the Capitoline wolf. So wolves play an important role in Roman history and mythology. After sacrificing the goats and dogs, an offering was made, and then there were additional pretty wild festivities. The Luperci would cut thongs, known as Februaria, from the skin of the sacrificed animals. They'd run around naked around Palatine before returning back to their base. During the run, they would hit people with the thong. Apparently, pregnant women believed that if they were hit by it, they would have a smooth pregnancy and delivery. If a woman was barren and she was struck by the thong, then she was said to become fertile, or that was the belief. The festival is also said to include a matchmaking lottery. Now, in this lottery, men would draw a woman's name from a jar, and they'd be paired up for the duration of the Lupercalia. Some matches resulted in marriage, so maybe that is the romantic origin. In other accounts of Valentine's Day, the Romans still had a role. The Emperor Claudius II actually executed two men, both with the name Valentine, on February 14th, sometime in the 3rd century. The Catholic Church honored them with martyrdom, and this resulted in the celebration of St. Valentine's Day. In one version of the story, St. Valentine was jailed for ministering to persecuted Christians. It was said that he restored the sight of his jailer's blind daughter. And in some other stories, he was said to write letters to this blind daughter and sign them, "Your Valentine." All of this before he was tragically executed. So, in another tale, he performed weddings for Christian soldiers who were not allowed to be married. And it was said that Saint Valentine wore an amethyst ring with a cupid engraved on it. Soldiers would see the symbol and they would ask him to perform their marriage. Some people actually believe that this is the origin of February as the as an amethyst becoming the birthstone for the month of February. In the 5th century, Pope, I want to say Gelato, but it's actually Gelasius the First, established the feast of Saint Valentine. He was actually simultaneously trying to cancel the Lupercalia, but he was unsuccessful. That day had already become attributed with purging, fertility, and love. Many ancient writers like Shakespeare and Chaucer also helped to romanticize the Lupercalia, and that helped to transform the day into a sweeter sounding holiday. In A Midsummer's Night Dream, which is my favorite Shakespearean work, he said, "Tomorrow is St. Valentine's Day. All in the morning betime, and I am a maid at your window to be your Valentine." In some other cultures, this time marks the coming of spring, and that is something we can all be thankful for. In the 19th century, many people had already been exchanging paper cards, and this tradition carried on when, people crossed the pond. So in 1913, Hallmark cards actually began mass producing cards for the holiday. Valentine's Day is a big business. It has sales of like $20 billion annually just to celebrate this day. So even though the holiday has become so commercialized, does that mean the love element is lost? I have celebrated Valentine's Day with a romantic partner in the past and now in the present. But I've also celebrated Galentine's Day with my dear friends. I think love is too powerful to be diminished by capitalism or even the commercialization of this day. There are also several different types of love. You can express any one of them at any time. According to the ancient Greeks, there were 8 different types of love, and we're going to jump into them. The first is agape. This is the highest form of love that there is to offer. It is a selfless love. It is unconditional love. It is free from desires and expectations, and it is often considered to be a more spiritual form of love. Then we have philautia. This is self-love. It's where you take care of your well-being and you recognize your self-worth. It's also about compassion for the self. You can't pour from an empty cup. Once you love yourself, you can actually provide love to others. Then we have mania, and that's exactly what it sounds like. It's an obsessive kind of madness of love towards a partner. It is the madness from relationships, and it can lead to issues of possessiveness, jealousy, and codependency. Then we have ludus. This is flirtatious or playful, and it's usually found in the beginning stages of relationships. It's where you feel butterflies and a sense of euphoria, but it reminds us that playfulness helps relationships to stay fresh and alive. Then we have eros. This is a primal love that deals with physical pleasure. It's named after the god of love and fertility, and it is about sexual passion and desire. Then we have storge. This is the love most frequently between parents and children, and also a love that you find between best friends. It's built upon a deep emotional connection, and it's a natural form of affection that just flows between like family or between friends. Then we have pragma. This is mature love, and it evolves and it deepens over time. Pragma is love where the parties have put in work to make it work. Then we have philia. This is affectionate love and exemplifies the love in friendships. It is love without romantic attraction. Plato believed that physical attraction was not necessary for love, and this is actually the root of the word platonic for certain types of friendship. Some people refer to philia as brotherly love. I think we have all experienced some or all of these in our life and in combination with each other. I believe that understanding the different types of love and our own love language make it easier for us to give and receive love. The 5 love languages was coined by Dr. Gary Chapman and outlines 5 general ways in which we express and we receive love. These are acts of service. These are the people who show love by taking action. They do things that they believe will help make your life easier. Show you care by doing something like the dishes or picking up coffee or filling up the gas. The gift giving. These are people who like to have a visible symbol of love. They value the gift giving process, including the time spent thinking about the gift, and by you surprising them and the meaning behind it. Show them that you care by really appreciating the gifts that they give to you, and also surprising them with something, with a gift, small or large. Then we have physical touch. These are people who enjoy touch. They want to cuddle, hold hands, and feel physical intimacy. You can show them that you care by making this a priority. Then we have quality time. These are people who value time, mostly undivided attention. They want to connect through conversation or activities that are done together. You can show them that you care by doing something where they have your attention. Take a long walk together or take a trip together. Then we have words of affirmation. These are people who value verbal acknowledgement of love. They love compliments, words of appreciation, frequent communication, and encouragement. To show you care, maybe send an unexpected message and genuinely support them. You can actually take the quiz to find out your love language. I think it's very important in partnerships, and not just romantic ones, because Dr. Chapman theorized that most people tend to naturally give love in the way they prefer to receive it. If this is your approach, you might actually miss that someone is showing you love because they're doing it in their way. They might also think they're showing you love, but you're just not receiving it because it's not your love language. For example, if my partner washes the dishes as an act of service, they might think that's showing me love. But if what I really wanted was to sit with them in quality time, I might overlook that act of service as an expression of love. I think these are important and helpful in developing healthy relationships. I once had a conversation with my friend Dewan about how I use the law of attraction to manifest a healthy relationship. Some of the tips that I gave to her in that conversation were, first, know thyself. You want to work on yourself, not to perfection, because you're not trying to perfect yourself for a man or woman. You're getting solid in yourself. Not only does this prevent you from getting absorbed into the other person, but it allows you to know what you will stand for. I think that when we're not in a romantic relationship is also the best time to prepare for one. Your relationship with yourself will always be important. Love yourself so that you don't eventually put the burden on others to do it for you. Their loving you is icing on the cake. When you're in a relationship, remember that someone else cannot make you whole. You're already whole. So enjoy the lessons and the companionship of the other person, but don't make it their responsibility to provide your happiness. Next, believe that you're worth it. Believe that you deserve a healthy love. And don't settle for anything less than that. You are worthy of love. You are loved, loving, and so much more. Make peace with your past so that it doesn't sabotage your present. You are the captain of your destiny. The past graced us with so many lessons, but don't let it be a shackle on your future. As you learn and evolve, you will also learn a lot about the beautiful ways in which love can enter our lives and help to transform things for the better. Speak life into your life and speak love into your life. I think that's so important. And then expect that things will happen. In the words of one of my favorite metaphysical speakers, you have to believe it before you see it. Then be authentic. Be true to you, to your wants, to your needs, and to your personality. Everyone is not the same, and it's important to do the things that feel natural and right to you. And then love and love and love some more. We'll talk about this more when we discuss the heart chakra, but I do believe that love is the most powerful force in our universe. I've seen it, I've experienced it, and I work to be an advocate for it. No matter how you spend Valentine's Day or any day, I hope that you remember that you are love. I hope you are reminded of that from friends and family, from a partner if that's your jam, but mostly from yourself. As Paulo Coelho said, one is loved because one is loved. No reason is needed for loving. And to my own love, as Emily Bronte said, he is more myself than I am. Whatever our souls are made of, his and mine are the same. If you are enjoying these videos, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Comment, like, and share. I truly appreciate it. May the stars shine so brightly over your week, and may it be a week filled with love for you. Thank you so much.